Coming in 13th place is going to be the movie named as Wow, which I thought was a very successful horror film. Actually, it didn't really terrify me much. It did get me on some jump scares. On a couple of scenes I said crap that scared me. You know, I love how Jordan Peele he does it. He comes up with really good ideas, for instance the movie Get Out. That was a great movie. I thought that was one of the greatest movies of last year. I'm pretty sure a lot thought it wasn't one of the greatest. But you know, it was just really good to me. I am glad I got to see it before last year was over. Without a doubt it was just so good. One of the best of 2019 hands down. Sometimes we forget about how good it was. But anyway, Jordan Peele is a great director. He also does a lot of comedy, which you can see that definitely see that in Us. I think there are a lot of funny moments in his productions. And I think the horror feel as well were really good. I think Jordan Peele actually does a really good job on combining both of them for the most part, and overall, I think he does a really good job taking comedy and horror and combining it, so I think he does a really good job of doing that. And the chemistry between those two genres. I think also, the idea of the family structure, which he duplicates of the family structure very well. Being the villain was a great idea. I think it was a really cool idea that the villains were themselves, and I thought that was just a really good idea. And I thought it was really original. I really like original plots. So when I heard about this, I thought, that sounds like a good idea. Once I watched the trailer I was really excited. I thought it was overall a really good film, really unique, and Jordan Peele is a really good director. I am also hoping that 12 Plays is going to be Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit, I think, is one of his best movies he's ever made. We have a What We Do in the Shadows and Thor Ragnarok, Jojo Rabbit, and all the others he also responsible for, so I think he does a really good job making those movies, and he also does a really good job of showing who the characters are and showing who the villain is. Obviously we all know the villains are the Nazis, as they're just not good people, so having said that, I think it does a really good job like showing Jojo just slowly transforming, like slowly turning into slowly not becoming a Nazi, if that makes sense. My number 12 choice is the movie named Swallow. This movie keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time. I think this movie is one of the best and actually top-notch movies of the year. You are not going to watch a more intense and well-done movie than this one, and it does go very well with the character that are used, and the director really does what he does with the characters to make sense of the story, which I really love. So I think he did a really good job with all aspects of this one. There was one part of it that really got me and really kept me on my toes and on the edge of my seat. That's one of the reasons why this movie was a very big success. Coming in 11th place going to be Dr. Sleep. I think Dr. Sleep was a very well shot movie. I think it was a very successful sequel to The Shining. When I heard that it was coming out I had no idea what it was till I watched the trailer, and I thought, this has a shot and this is The Shining sequel. That's so cool. And I figured out that Elan Gregor as Danny, which is the little kid in The Shining. I thought, dude, this is gonna be so cool. I love Elan Gregor. He is a great actor. So, I think that he also did a really good job. I think the actors in here did a really good job. This movie just was great. You know, it was really cool. They went back to the mansion or the hotel, mentioned the hotel. That was my favorite sequence. A third act was so good in the movie as well. Just all of it, I thought. I always find it amusing. I believe I was entertained the entire way through. And I thought overall, Dr. Sleep was a very successful horror film and a very successful sequel to The Shining. Kicking off our top 10 list is going to be The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse. Wow. When I went into this movie I expected a lot. I could tell, this movie is gonna be good. I was really excited for The Lighthouse. I thought it looked really good. Just great actors, through and through. I'm really excited to see him in the Batman movie. I'm really excited to see him, and I think he's gonna do really good in that. I think people are actually underestimating him, even though at first I did underestimate him myself. I told myself I don't know what to expect, but we will see. But now I think he's gonna have a good career after seeing The Lighthouse. His potential here is really good. I think he's gonna be good. And to be honest with you, The Lighthouse, I thought was a really odd to put in black and white. I thought that it was just so unique in its own way. And I think it was a really different movie made by a 24. And I love a 24. I mean, it's good. Really good. And the dynamic between these two characters are really well done as well. I think that each character for both the characters together were just really good. They're very entertaining to watch together. Especially during the argument scenes. There is also the times where they're getting along a little bit, which works as well. So I think overall, it was a really good film, was very well shot as well. I liked it a lot. It was in black and white. Overall, I think it was very unique and different, which I really love. Coming in 9th place is going to be Ad Astra. Originally I didn't think this was going to be a great movie. But I found it as a great movie after I watched it. And after watching it, and a lot of people say that the pace was too slow. They say that it was such a slow movie. I didn't actually think it was slow overall, maybe 1 or 2 scenes. Yeah, but I didn't find it that slow like people were complaining that was really, really slow. And I didn't think so. I thought the pace was pretty good. I really enjoyed, the colors in movie looked beautiful. I thought it was a really well shot, well colored movie, when they're in outer space. And you see the visuals were just fantastic. I could see this definitely winning an Oscar for the visuals. So they did a really good job with that. Brad Pitt did an amazing job acting. And there's one part where I imagined if this happened to me. In the same way. Well, there's this one part where he's in space. And it's just insane. But it was an overall really, really good movie. I really found myself really enjoying the movie after I saw it. And it is on my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Having said that, I really thought Astro was a very beautiful, colorful, well-acted, well-directed movie. Coming in 8th place is going to be Ford v Ferrari. Now, I went into this movie and I was excited to know, as with most of my favorite movies. I thought this movie was going to be good. Like Astro Boy, not great. And when I watched it, I realized this is really good. This is a really well-made movie. We have Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, both really good actors. Their chemistry together with the 2 characters. Shelby and the other cat. He did his part as well. Great performances across the board, which was very impressive. But yeah, those 2 actors did a really good job of making their characters very unique with each other and very brotherhood. They actually looked like they were best friends. And it showed that on screen. I thought their chemistry together while acting was so good. And I really enjoyed it every single second in that scene with them too. I enjoyed every scene that they read together. It was just really, really well done. The ending with the racing and everything was good, has some very emotional scenes as well, especially at the end. That was a sad, but yeah, they did a really good job at it. Although they are not my team, but not only Matt Damon and Christian Bale showed that they can work together very well and create a really well done movie, and it was just really, really good, as I mentioned. Coming in 7th spot, give me Knives Out. I thought this movie was so good. I'm a big murder mystery fan. I also like playing murder mystery games. Either I play murder mystery or watching mystery movies. I found this movie very, very entertaining from start to finish, and it was a really, really very well different made movie. Or murder mystery was different. It was really different, which again, like I said earlier in the video, it really looked different, where you see the mate that you figure out something very, very key before usual murder mystery. So I thought that was a really, really cool idea. And everyone did good. Of course Chris Evans as well, although I forgot his character's name, but I do remember him as Captain America. I guess we'll call him Captain America. Regardless, Chris Evans did a really good job. Hugh Rents, and that's really his name, he Rents, and he did a really good job as him. I think he portrayed his character very well. And the female character did a fantastic job too. We have Daniel Craig as well, James Bond. He did a really good job with the donut joke. I thought that was a really, really fun aspect of the movie. I thought they had really good chemistry with the 2 characters, and I think this overall was a really funny movie and a good murder mystery, and you're excited about what's gonna happen next. Really interesting going on there. I thought that they really did a good job with that. And overall the movie was very entertaining. Coming in 6th place is going to be Avengers Endgame. Now Avengers Endgame was my most anticipated movie of 2019 going into the year. I watched the movie and knew this is awesome, great movie. And I still find it as a great movie. Don't get me wrong. There's so much I would change about the movie, but then again I still love the movie. If it was up to me, the second act I would change to the first act. That's about it. Basically the first 20 minutes mainly. Other than that I wouldn't change much. Like I said, the actresses just blew me away. Into the third act, and everyone says you can't deny the third act is so good. I watch it and I say that's what the third act, similar to a few of 3 or 4 spots on my movie list this year. Actually, third act alone is fantastic. We have all these characters coming together, and it's just so cool and epic to see all these characters, as well as it's very well shot. There's some good shots in the movie, which actually I would love to get a poster for in the room. I think some of the shots are just beautiful. Some of the colors are beautiful, and certain scenes and the character development shows that there's some character development involved. So having said that, clearly what they do with the characters are good. I think they had a good ending for some of these characters as well. So I think they did a really good job with that. But overall, Endgame really hit the spot, and I think it was a really good, well done movie. Now for the 5th favorite movies of 2019, we have The Irishman. This movie was a really, really well done movie. It showed us how stuff happens in that world. and how this actually does happen in real life. They did a really good job showing what they actually do and how fast they actually do it, because it's an authentic style crime movie. And I thought The Irishman showed us a really good example on how these gangsters or these crimes actually go, so they just do stuff really fast. What can I say, that's just how they got their business done. You know, they're not like movie villains where they capture them and then they were gonna kill you and set up this whole thing and throw you in lava and all that. No, they just went this as a fake prop gun by the way guys, and then it just went boom, game over. It was fast. I think that just shows what they actually do in real life. And I think that they did a really good job with that. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino had really good actors in the movie as well. They had one of the best cast in the entire year. And I think they did a really good job with the characters that they were playing betraying. They did so good. And again, with the chemistry of the characters, they did a really good job with it being 3.5 hours long. I found this movie, a really fast-paced movie. I thought was very well paced. I didn't think it was really slow, but some really think it was slow actually. But yeah, I thought this movie was overall really fantastic, really well done, and it really showed us what it's like in real life. Coming in fourth place is going to be The Marriage Story, of all marriage stories. In The Irishman, I watched back to back on New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve. I watched those two movies back to back. They're both combined were 5.5 hours long. And I didn't sleep till after 530 watching them. So I started around midnight. And then I actually attempted to record this video, but then I was too tired. But I couldn't say too much, although this marriage story had so much good heart in it. I think Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, their characters together, the chemistry was so good, their acting in the movie was just outstanding, the performances were just incredible. And I can't get enough of Mr. Driver's acting. I think he is such an underrated actor. I think he's actually just very talented. And you definitely see it in this movie. You know, he blows it away, especially in one scene where they're arguing, and it was so good, because you could just tell what their emotions were, and because of things like that he does a really good job. They also do a really good job with hooking you into the emotion that these characters are feeling. And it's really realistic as well. And it actually does show what some couples had to go through. And what actually does happen in real life, because this could happen. So it does a really good job, because there is problem after problem after problem. Just so many problems. During this real-life portrayal, it clearly shows the whole conflict between the two characters and just all you could want in scene development. So well done, well acted, and the acting did a good important job of showing the emotions and then hooking us into the emotion. So this movie definitely deserved fourth place. Now coming in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. Third place we have Midsommar. What a gem. It's easier for me to give my opinion on this movie. And it's just well done. I'm so excited for this one, guys. I couldn't tell you how excited I am, because you haven't seen it and you want to see it, so pour your cup of tea, go see this movie. Such a good movie. Such a good horror movie. I've never been terrified in a movie before, until I seen this movie. Because my main fear is kind of just humans themselves, I guess. That's probably what it was. I don't know. This movie took place in one day and it still terrified me. Well, most of the movie didn't anyway. There's about 15 minutes worth of nighttime, or 10 minutes, something like that. And the whole conflict scene with the whole horror aspects are mainly in the day. And it still succeeded in terrifying me, which is so incredible. And Florence Pugh just does a good job acting, as always she did so good. I'm in love with her acting now. And I think she's just such a good actress, and she's just awesome. She's really talented. And you would definitely see in this movie. I think one of the best acting I've seen this year. From her performance in Midsommar. She did such a good job. And this movie again was so terrifying to me. First movie to ever terrify me, and I think you know, that's a really special thing to do. If that's what happens to you, and if it's the first time terrifying you, then that says the movie is probably too good and well done. I mean, you can't deny it. It was so good. Well done. And the plot overall so original, messed up, but original and good. And overall, the movie was just fantastic. Coming in second place is going to be the Joker, so there you have it. I'm also wearing the jacket he wears as well. As a representative of this movie, I was Joker for Halloween. Joker was very well done. Wow. When I heard the idea of this Joker movie, I was peeled back. They're gonna do this, they're really gonna do this. But no, when I saw the movie I was blown away. So blown away that Joaquin Phoenix does such a good job as the Joker. Like I said, he does such a good job with that. And I think he does a great as Arthur Fleck, just slowly turn into madness. And it's just so well done. The chemistry between the characters, that complex with this character as Arthur Fleck, everything you figure out in the movies is so messed up. And it's so good. And you just see how he turns into the Joker, and I think that's so well done. And I think that this movie fits his character perfectly and how he turned into the Joker. But equal to other movies he has been in, this is a really good, well done movie. The plot and everything was so well done. And I think again, Joaquin Phoenix, one of the best Jokers between Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know which one to pick because they're very different Jokers. Where Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker, it's in the past where you see his origin story. He pleasures like the Joker, but yet a prime Joker, you know, where he is full on the Joker. He is very, very experienced. Meanwhile, Joaquin Phoenix is just getting into started, so I can't really compare him right now. But definitely still a great origin story Joker. Joaquin Phoenix plays my favorite origin story Joker. Experienced Joker would go to Heath Ledger, although Joaquin Phoenix does a really good job with the Joker, and Robert De Niro in the movie was great, and the whole movie start to finish blew me away. And I was really surprised at how good this movie was. And especially the climax is also so good. I was so amazed by that. And I was sitting there, and the music just makes it seem so real, and as well, and bottom line, it just looks so real. And it's crazy. It's really disturbing. But it's also just really, really good. Overall, this movie really exceeded what it was. And it really did a good job. Todd Phelps does a really good job directing. And overall, this movie was outstanding. Coming up first place is going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood now. Wow. What a picture. It was so good. I thought this movie really did a good job with showing how it was in 1999, or 1969. It did a really good job of showing the days and times, making it look like it looked in those years, and what the characters were like, and how the Manson family were, as well as how Sharon Tate was with Roman Polanski, and they really did a good job with Cliff Booth and Rick Dalton's characters as well, even though they're not real in real life, but the characters in the movie are, and they did a really good job showing their chemistry together. The chemistry is really good. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio did a good job as their characters. I really can't see anyone playing their roles better than what they did. Tarantino does an absolutely great job directing. He's a great director. I see every single movie. I've seen them all, just so really amazing. It does a really good job. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is now one of my favorite movies of all time even. And it's really well done, well shot, and the cut of the movies is good. He does such a good job building, like always. So you know, he makes you so tense during some scenes in the movie. And he builds up all of this tension. So well done. And it's so great to see him do this in the movies. And I really appreciate his build-ups too. The third act just so well done, as well has one of my favorite scenes in all movies, and the third, and the last act, and also my two scenes during the second act, just so well done. So well done. And for that I thought this movie definitely deserves #1 spot on the 2019 movie list. If you have a suggestion for us to do a top 13's list, contact us at www.lifeconcierge.com, and please make sure to like and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.